Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode here on the Darwin's Room channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate your support as always. Today we're going to be talking about a film that I didn't get to see while it was in theaters, but I finally had a chance to pop it in on the TV and finally give it a watch. So today we're going to be talking about Better Man. This is a musical biopic about Robbie Williams, the famous British pop star. It's about his rise to fame and his subsequent downfall as well. This is something that I was interested in seeing because I saw that the director for this movie also directed The Greatest Showman, and I love The Greatest Showman. I think that that's such an excellent musical. So I was really curious to see this and to see what else he was going to bring to the table. I knew it was going to be rated R, so I was curious to see how he was going to handle a little bit more of an explicit story and how he was going to portray that. So I really enjoyed myself with this movie. I also don't really know much about Robbie Williams as an artist. I know the name and I know what he looks like, and that's all that I knew. You know, going into this film, that's the only preface information that I had before starting the movie. But I had a lot of fun with this movie, and if anything, it made me care more about Robbie Williams as a person and as an artist in general, and it made me want to learn more about the type of music that he had put out at the time. So that is one really successful thing that this movie was able to accomplish, is that it made me want to care more and it made me want to know more. And I think that those are both really impressive qualities that the film was able to bring through. Another thing that I really appreciated about the story of this movie is how well they incorporate these themes on addiction, but also the storytelling element about feeling comfortable in your own skin, because I think that we all struggle with that to some extent, with what's our purpose? Do we like who we are? Who do we want to be when we grow up? Are we the person that we were called to be? And so I thought that the way that they tackled that was really quite moving, and I think that they did a great job with it in a way that elevated the story and elevated the overall impact of the experience. So I really appreciated that, and I was surprised by it. It was extremely effective. In terms of an issue with that particular element, of course, one of the main ways that they propel this message about not feeling comfortable in your own skin is through our lead character, who is also voiced by Robbie Williams, being an ape, you know. And so the idea is that in the beginning he talks about feeling unevolved and he's always felt different, and so they portray him as an ape, as that's how he sees himself going through life. And it works on the level of not feeling comfortable in your own skin and feeling different, but at a certain point it does start to feel a little bit like a gimmick. It starts to feel like it overstays its welcome, and there's certain sequences where I thought an actual human character might have been better to emotionally reel you in a little bit more, as when you see that it's a talking ape, you naturally remember this is a movie, just a musical. So if it was an actual person, I think I would have been able to fully delve more into the experience, and I would have been able to resonate with more of the emotion being portrayed. So that's one issue that I would say with this creative take on the musical biopic genre. But you know what? For the most part, it's successful, and for the most part, it's effective. So I'm not going to harp on it too much for that. I just noticed that in some ways it does feel a little bit like a gimmick, but in other ways, it really is a unique approach to bring us something different that we haven't seen with this genre. Bohemian Rhapsody, that one plays more like a drama with them playing music interspersed between the film. Whereas this film kind of plays out more like Rocket Man, the film about Elton John, in the sense that Rocket Man is a musical. And it has its dramatic elements, but for the most part, it's a musical in terms of how it's executed. And so Better Man, this film, takes that approach where it's a musical, it has its dramatic elements, but it's a musical, and then they add in an extra dynamic to make the lead character a CGI character. And so it elevates it and it brings something new to the table. Like I said, in some ways, it would have been better if it was just another person, a real person acting out the part. But in other ways, this was really effective, and I really appreciated the different approach to the story. Another issue with the film, and this is not a big one, because this is something that any biopic is going to suffer from, is that you're looking to portray a lot of time in someone's life. They are packing from Robbie Williams as a kid to Robbie Williams as an adult and packing it all into this 2-hour story. While this movie takes its time in each stage of his life and progressively tells about his rise to fame and how he kind of tumbles down from that, it does a great job in not rushing it and really taking its time with that. However, what it does feel like is undercooked, because while it's not rushed, it also doesn't feel like it spends enough time in certain seasons of Robbie Williams' life in order to feel the full extent of gravity that that season of his life probably meant to him. You can certainly gather the impact, but for us to feel it as the audience, I don't think you'll feel it to the full extent that maybe the filmmakers had hoped. So guys, I had a lot of fun with Better Man. This is a visually stunning film with really impressive and consistent CGI. It never looks bad. It always looks really detailed and very intricate. They did a great job with that, and the way that the movie is filmed in general, the cinematography is beautiful. It's just a stunning film to look at, to simply view. It's really appealing to the eyes. Through and through, this is a fun time, and this is a great movie. That being said, my rating, I am going to give Better Man 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I was really invested and engaged in the story, and I wanted to know more about Robbie Williams and his life. So I highly recommend this. If you're a fan of Robbie Williams, I'm sure that you will find some enjoyment in it. Maybe you don't know him, such as myself. I had fun with this, and I felt like I got to learn more about this person through a really meaningful and thoughtful story. This is a fun time, so if you like musicals, check it out. If you want to learn about this artist, check it out. It's a worthy movie of your time. So thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Thank God for all of you guys. God bless you guys. Let me know if you have any film requests, any movies that you want me to try to find and do a review on for you. I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know down in the comments below. Have you guys seen Better Man yet? If so, also let me know down in the comments below. I would love to continue the conversation and continue just talking about film. I love movies. If you're watching this, I presume you love movies. So let's talk about some movies together. Thank you guys so much. Take care.